Assalamualaikum. My name is Nadzirah with Muhammad Aziz. ID number AM190906185. Okay, this is for my final assessment for leadership style as a leader. Leadership style is the way and method of supplying direction, imposing plans, and motivation people. As receiver, via way of means that employees is consistent of the full sample of specific and implicit movement achieved via way of means that their chief or their leader. There is overlap among a number of the principal management rights and theory with positive management pattern, not unusual places, to all management and control schooling and training particular talk over with a framework of for the 7 leadership styles. For the 7 leadership style, as a leader, I choose is autocratic leadership because statistic by individual control of all decision and little influence from group members. An autocratic leader usually make decision based on their thought and judgment and rarely receive advice from believer. Autocratic leadership, like in all other style of leadership, include absolute and authoritarian control over the group. The dictatorial style has both advantages and disadvantages is in this leadership. For the advantages, autocratic style can have a some pretty and negative. But certainly happen when that apply to the wrong groups or situation. However, autocratic leadership can be beneficial in some situations such as when a quick decision need to be made with consult with a large group of the people. Okay, for the first advantages of faster decision making. This is very important in the autocratic leadership, because it established in an organization where level of management need to be informed about every decision making. This also allows feedback from different level of management that needs to be handled. This is because there is only one person and they are responsible to arrange for all the decision, and faster decision making is achieved in the organization group. The second advantages is better communication. Communication is a systematic process of passing information from one person to others. In complex and diversity communication channels, the original instruction can be lost, but autocratic leadership always encourage one-way communication to eliminate the issues. Managers defines roles and work pattern with employees. In addition, instruction are sent directly to the employee. That is the one of great advantages of an autocratic leadership style. Okay, for the third advantages is reduce of stress in the workplace. For autocratic leader has a dominatory or arrogant personality, but it set rules and regulation to manage the team. It also played an important role in relieving employee stress. So this is most employees prefer to work in an environment where they have clear expectation, and even employees who enjoy looking for creative solutions become autocratic leader when they are allowed to come up with new ideas or offer alternative decisions based on their personal experience. For the last advantages is boost productivity. For the faster decision making and short record sharing can assist raise the team productivity. But some other of the numerous benefit of autocratic management style, the personnel won't not longer anticipate the thumbs out from seniors or asking for a cut of the extension if they could get all the approval and statistic on time. This procedure can also additionally create effective and high quality effect on their performance, and the end of the result is a great, steady and a correct output. Because autocratic leaders are capable of low record or throw and company quickly, they are fewer delay in productivity. For the disadvantages, the first disadvantages is developing a system of dependence. However, this may not be possible with authoritarian leadership. Do you know why? Okay, this is because the leadership creates a system of dependence. Professionals working under this leadership may not be confident and may have slow decision-making style. Workers have to rely on dictatorial leader for feedback, direction, and duties. When faced with decision at work, they are forced to seek advice from management rather than decision-making on their own. For the second disadvantages is that of turning to micromanagement. People in this type of position tend to oversee every detail of the work being done, as a reputation is at stake, not the worker who get the job done. Many dictatorial manager has become strict micromanager, and workers are constantly forced to report what they are doing, making it difficult to get the job done. And they need to manage consistency at the individual level. In other words, you can't afford to give your team room to maneuver. Strict compliments is required. For the third disadvantages is that it can be create an unwelcome culture within the organization. The quality of a team, structure, and organization that practice this autocratic leadership depends on the ethic or responsible as a leader. Unless this unless create a fair working environment, it will be difficult for all employees to change this environment. Authoritarian structure, no one may have the authority to hold a fraudulent leader who holds the company accountable for stopping their action. Because the work culture is based solely on the ethic and morality of the leader, which means a poor working environment is not likely to change. For the last disadvantages is based on lack of trust. The authoritarian management style require consistency. There are rules that employees must follow. This necessity is created by general lack of trust. To be effective, people need to work in an environment with credible partnership. Cannot to proprieties trust because it's forced to propose rules. That means the partnership formed by workers follow the rules rather than people, which tends to demoralize over time. Therefore, you need to monitor directly to make sure the result and achievement of interaction do not create unstable partnership and ultimately lead to productivity problem as moral plummet. The suggestion and recommendation for me, the first recommend is providing direction. Authoritarian leadership can be effective in small groups that lack leadership. For example, I work with a group of students on a project that's went astray due to poor organization, lack of leadership, and inability to set deadline and grades that would greatly affect my chance of achieve success. And my score to performance is the result is to suffer. These types of team project tends to work most effective when one is given a leadership role or simple taking on the work on their own. By clear defines, the teams is more like to complete project on time and with everyone equal contribution. This is why a strong leader using autocratic style can take change. This is why strong leader using an autocratic style can take charge of a team, assign tasks to different members, and set firm deadline for the project to be completed. For the second recommendation is listen to the team member. Okay, you may not to change your mind or their advice, but subordinates needs to feel that they can voice their concern. Can sometimes make team member feel ignored or even reject, but there are reasons you want to be quiet in the first place. Is it there? You almost lost your mind. Or rightful. In my advice is consider whether you won't be hurt. The brain is not always realistic when how to think often means as much as what it says. When how say think often means as much as what you want to say. Recommendation is know the weakness of the autocratic leader. Inevitable for every autocratic, there will be considerable number of people who would like to see them fail. The majority of these people will employees and subordinates, especially those who do not benefit from their leadership style or receive any benefit from the leader. Those who are forced out the organization by autocratic leader will be even more eager to see the fail. It is very difficult for a leader success when he is surrounded by people who do not like this success. Example, avoid fighting. It is easy to get catch up after the leader and it try to not to provoke. For the last recommendation is acknowledge success. Your team will quickly lose momentum if they are not critic of for making mistake and never reward for their success. Try to acknowledge success rather than point out the mistake. So to work for one, you need to know that it is others you will learn will be. So to work for one, you need to know what is it, and otherwise you will learn it is the hard way. As a conclusion, strong leadership requires an understanding of the complex combination of traits and behavior that can inspire and drive success. There is no one leadership style, it fits to all situations. So the advantages and disadvantages of the autocratic leadership style show that it can be effective when an organization requires quick and precise decision for an experienced leader. It can easy way to ensure better communication with all workers. However, over time, this leadership style district in the workplace depends on the others to make decisions. This reduces existing productivity and ultimately leads to lower morale. Thank you.